Hey folks, Stewart Carroll here. I have brought the DJI Neo to one of the greatest locations the world has to offer. The Pointy Mountain, the place where this channel started 8 years ago. Question I've got, is the Neo capable of capturing this majesty? Is it up to the task? Will we get enough battery life to get some nice shots? Will it be able to handle the windy conditions? Will the picture quality be good enough to do justice to that? Let's find out. Coming up, you're going to see what this little toy drone can do in the hands of a seasoned operator, not just of drones, but cameras themselves. You see, anyone can push sticks to make a drone move, but it's seeing the world like a filmmaker or a photographer for that matter that's going to separate you from your peers. So, is it a toy? Or is it a little bit more than that? It's looking good so far, so let's get stuck in. Okay folks, no time to waste. I'll explain some things while I'm up in the air, but it's very unusual to get settled weather like this. I'm going to start off with things nice and simple, with a nice little undertake. So I'm just going to fly straight backwards now. And we're going to see me standing here as the drone passes backwards. Gently back on the right stick. Drone at the side, hide it out of shot, nice and slow. Nice, yes, you definitely got a reveal there of me standing looking at the mountain. This is already a great start. It's not necessarily something I would do with this drone, but I'm going to take it up high, which is unusual because the weather conditions are so calm. And see if we can get a nice smooth run and a tilt-up reveal of the mountain. Let's have a go. Gimbal pointed down. Flying forwards at full speed in normal mode. Tilting up to reveal the mountain. It's sliding off to the side a little bit. That's a little bit disappointing. Interesting. We'll do that one in reverse then. We'll fly backwards and tilt down, and then we'll be able to reverse that shot in post. So this is our end point. Begin with the end in mind. This is our final composition. We're going to fly backwards now. And tilt down ever so gently. And that will provide the tilt-up reveal. Since I'm in this great spot, I want to do some more majestic reveal shots showing me in the location, and a great way of doing that is a spotlight jib. Let me show you. If I select myself as the subject here, there we have it. Strong wind warning already. It's not really that windy. As always, we begin with the end in mind. So I just want a slightly wider composition where we're going to get to see the top of the mountain. We'll go with that. And then I'm going to push up gently on the left stick. Nice, I think it worked. Normally I would reverse those shots to have it coming back down, but tricky here when we've got running water, so let's see if we can do it actually coming down. Looks pretty stable, so I'll put the controller to my side now. Using my ears to tell if it's going to hit anything in terms of the grass when it comes down, but worst case it's just going to bash off the grass. I think we might have got away with that. Right, how are we doing there? We've got 64% battery. I'm going to switch out to another location and we're going to get some different shots. So far so good folks. In terms of picture quality, I think it's looking pretty nice. Stay tuned, later in the video we'll show you the exact settings because it does matter to get this kind of outcome, but for now let's crack on with the other half of the battery. Okay, the wind has picked up a little bit. I've only got 56% battery now, it says. So let's get some tracking shots and some orbiting shots. Let's do what the Neo does best. Okay, for now we're just going to do a quick tracking shot from behind. As I walk down this path, I'll try and keep the controller a little bit out of sight. Oh, we still have this lovely light. Now actually this is quite nice that it's not too bright, because sometimes the harsh highlights can be unforgivingly captured by the Neo, shall we say. Now we don't need too much of that walking. Disaster. I've done it again. I've done it again. I need to delete from the card. Oh my goodness, Stuart, you absolute amateur. Not too much time lost. Let's get you back up in the air again. What a silly sausage. Ah, clap. Right. Look at that pointy mountain. Exposure's good. Very fast shutter, but that's okay. In fact, I think we need to bring the exposure down even more. Let's go with that. We've got me selected as a subject. Now, I don't particularly want to fly this over those rocks, although it's not too windy just now. Subject too far away, so let's get a little bit closer and we'll do a point of interest, a nice low point of interest, circling around me so we can see the location. And I'm going to keep walking while we do it. Now, that section of the sky is way too blown out. We don't want that. So, although it still looks quite nice, let's just see what we get. Once the drone gets round this side of me. Oh, come on, guys. Point of interest. On you go. Let's get a little bit of distance between us. That's what I'm looking for. And now when it comes round, I want that pointy mountain to be revealed. Wow, this is marshy stuff. The wind has dropped to 0, which is absolutely perfect. Yep, we got the reveal of the pointy mountain. I just had a quick nosy at the controller there. I'm very pleased with that. That's exactly what I wanted. And you can see on that side things are a little bit harsh because we're exposed differently. Right, pressure's on, let's stop that. Let's just do the point of interest back to, oh, it says I'm too far away. I want to do another walking jib this time. And I want this to be approximately my final composition. So strictly speaking, I want the downward shot, but we're going to film the upward shot as well as I'm walking. Pointing the camera down like this is only interesting if you actually see something interesting on the ground. In this instance, I'm not sure, although these rocks in this river might look quite nice. Probably does. Now we'll do the downward jib reveal of the pointy mountain. Yep, we got it, slightly off center, but that's okay. We're trying to tell a story with some of these shots. We don't want to just show the pointy mountain over and over again. So I think we're making progress here, folks. I think the Neo is doing it. We've still got 30% battery. So let's do a little overtake here of me. Let's come out of this. Let's do a nice high-speed overtake. I'm going to do it in sports mode. I can see the drone's definitely not going to crash into anything. And in fact, because we're not tracking, it's not tracking me, so the course of the drone won't be affected by what I do. So I can start to walk into the frame, cancel the low battery warning, start walking forwards at full speed. Trying to look out the side of my eye. I'm okay, it's not going to hit me. Yes, up and over, up, 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 up. Wow, wow, wow. I'm using the compass there. I can see that if I fly to the left, that's going to bring it back towards me. So I'm just inputting some manual stick maneuvers here. I'm looking at the distance meter there. I can see it's coming down and down and down and down and down. I've got a blown out sky there, which is okay, but it's proving to be quite an attractive shot. We've got nice reflections on the water there. One way to try and deal with blown out skies actually is just to tilt down a little bit and try and get a little bit less of the sky in the shot, because in this instance we actually have a very interesting ground there. Okay, it's really complaining now, so the priority is just to get the drone back safely. Making the most of every single shot. Again, I'm using the compass there. I can see that the drone's pointed away from me, but if I fly backwards, it's going to come straight back towards me. There she is. Right above me. Critical battery warning. This is really pushing it, guys. Really cutting it fine. A forced landing is in progress, but that's okay. Oh. Cool as ice. Cool as ice. Every last second. Oh. One battery down, and how's it going so far? I think we got quite a lot of shots. In terms of some of the limitations of this Neo, performance in the wind being one of them, and it's in no way a criticism, it's cheap and light. I'm mindful of all of that. But yes, if you want precise maneuvers, you definitely want as little wind as possible. That's just the way it is, but that's why I timed this flight for now. Battery life, what, 12, 13 minutes. If you are strategic and deliberate with your flight, you can get a lot of shots. Now, that kind of efficiency comes with time, and we have some nice example videos of how to fly efficiently and get as many shots as possible here on the channel. I'm reasonably pleased with my performance there. None of that was predetermined. There was some time wasted, some faffing around that I could have done without, but on the whole, I think I got a decent number of shots for one battery. The other thing I like about the batteries is that although they don't last that long, they don't take very long at all to charge. I've got a DJI power unit sitting in the boot of the car, and it just rattles through those batteries in no time at all. You can charge them in series, parallel, I think it is, 3 at a time on the charger if there's enough of a power output from your power source. In terms of whether the image is worthy of this scene, well, it can be if you follow these very specific instructions. You must have -2 sharpness and -2 noise reduction. That takes away all the digital enhancement of the picture and makes it look much smoother and much more professional. You must set a fixed manual white balance. Even more important than all of those things, you must set a manual exposure. That means the brightness of your image does not fluctuate mid-shot. Now, I wouldn't even get the Neo out the bag if I didn't have manual exposure controls for this location. And unfortunately, to access those manual exposure controls, you have to have a controller or the goggles. You cannot do it with the DJI Fly mobile app. And when the drone came out, I was like, oh yeah, don't worry. I'm sure they'll add those settings in the fullness of time. And here we are 6 months later and DJI hasn't. I wouldn't say it's the end of the world though, because I'd certainly recommend you buy a controller anyway. You get the fantastic transmission distance that you don't get when you're controlling with a phone. I just think it's a shame not to be able to unlock the full power of this camera, because here I am defending the quality of the image and trying to inspire you to capture great footage and not worry about the limitations of your camera, show you that anything's possible, stop obsessing with the gear. It's what you do with it that counts and all that good stuff, which is the message of this channel. However, you can only do it with the Neo if you have some additional kit. Think of that what you will. It goes without saying that proper preparation prevents poor performance. Now, not only did I fail to check whether or not the drone had enough free memory, I now want to do a flight with the motion controller and the goggles, and I've left the motion controller in the car. So while I go get the motion controller, you can check the links in the description to our free ebooks and our drone courses. Back with a second battery and the motion controller and the goggles. Mistakes like that can be very costly. You can lose your light, you can lose that one and only opportunity to get a fantastic shot. But fortunately, we've not paid a price here. The scenery is amazing. Now, I want to set up an interesting kind of reveal of myself. So I want to be looking at the mountain as per usual, kind of pensive. So I'm just going to hit the pause button and move into position here. Something like this should do. And now we're going to fly into position and follow the line of the river. So at the moment I'm just setting up the shot. I'm just checking that the drone is stable in the air, it's comfortable, which it is, because FPV, you need to be precise. You can't be affording to hit trees like that with little invisible branches either. So this is the shot I've got in mind. I'm just going to come up and come down and follow the line of these stones. At least if I'm flying over the stones, it increases the likelihood that if I have an incident, it won't be too catastrophic. There I am, that was the kind of payoff I wanted. And then a second payoff up and over, and we reveal the pointy mountain. It looks pretty smooth in the goggles here. I don't have any form of stabilization enabled in the goggles because I'm filming with a 4:3 aspect ratio, because I'll take this footage into gyro flow afterwards. And it's flying beautifully. Now let's see what we get in reverse. The situation is not quite as interesting. So I'll just enjoy this amazing experience. So I've got another shot in mind. The sky behind the drone right now is very harsh in its nature. So if I stay nice and high in the air like this, that means as I come round, I'm following that little home point marker. I don't want too much of that sky in the shot. So I set this shot up for more of a dive. That removes some of the sky. It adds a bit of excitement in terms of the motion of the drone as I fly down. And at the last minute, I'm just going to pull up and reveal the pointy mountain. Nice. There's no other drone in DJI's lineup that allows you to do what I just did there. Fly some cinematic shots with the controller and then get the motion controller out and fly a nice snaking serpentine FPV shot. And for that reason, it's the most fun I'm having with a drone. In 10 years, it's the most fun I'm having with a drone. Is the picture quality the best? No. But is it worthy of this mountain? Well, I'll have a look at the footage when I get back, but I think it probably is. Did I get shots that will capture the moment and will save the memories? Yes. Was it quick and easy to do? Yes. Let me know what you think in the comments below.